Hey guys, Captain Dylan Hubbard here at Hubbard's Marina. We are live. It is Sunday night and it's time for that live stream show. Hopefully you're excited for Off the Hook with Captain Hubbard. And tonight we've got special guests, Amy and Tommy Verdensky from Old Salt's Fishing Club. We're going to be talking King of the Beach, Kingfish, and all things tournament. And
we're excited to be here.
Yeah.
I hope they are too.
Yeah, for sure. Excited to have you guys. We're going to be giving away extra free stuff tonight. We've got a King of the Beach experience package. I feel like I have to do this with my hands. Experience package. So we've got a King of the Beach experience package over a $300 value we're giving away tonight. Plus, we're giving away our 5-hour half day for two, our 10-hour all day for two, and that 39-hour for one. And, of course, the Hubbard's Marina swag pack as well. So 4 big prizes tonight and lots of fun stuff to talk about. We've got Captain Mike calling in. We got to talk a little bit about the weather. Got to talk about what happened last week at the Golf Council meeting. And then, of course, a little bit about some Kingfish tournament fishing. A little bit, I guess.
A little bit. It's just a little tournament.
Yeah, and Kingfish weather is here.
It is.
It has been awesome. We've been catching a lot of kingfish. We're going to show you some photos. As always, we like to start out talking about what's going on now, what's coming up, and show you a little bit about what we're catching, and then show you a little bit about the weather, and then we'll hop right into all the different things we're talking about tonight. But remember, if you want a chance to win free stuff, you do have to comment at least one time on the Hubbard's Marina Facebook stream. So you can watch on the Real Animals Facebook page, you can watch on the Hubbard's Marina YouTube, on Trovo, on TikTok, on Twitch, but you do have to comment once on the Hubbard's Marina Facebook page in order to be eligible to win some free trips tonight. And then also, you got to watch live. You can't just comment once and leave. You got to actually watch live, because at some point we're going to pick a lucky winner. You'll see it pop up on the screen, and then you got 5 minutes or less to text the phone number at the bottom of the screen, your full home address, to claim your free trip. That's how it works. And then also, if you have questions for Amy, for Tom, for myself, you got to text that phone number at the bottom of the screen as well. That's how you text in your questions. And then finally, I want to make sure we give a shout out to our friends over at Gator Jim's Tackle. This show is brought to you by our friends at Gator Jim's Tackle, 3301 Pinellas Point Drive South in St. Pete. Check them out. Tell them Hubbard's Marina sent you. And any young anglers you bring with you get a free gift. So stop by and say hello to our friends at Gator Jim's Tackle. Then also, want to shout out all the folks who are sending stars tonight. We've had a lot of stars senders so far. For those watching on YouTube or new to the show, the stars are just a way for folks to kind of help fuel the show, help support the show, and helps make what we do here possible. So want to make sure we give some thank yous out to Rick Rogers with a big 500, Brian Eakins, Scott Flynn, D. Beers, Tim Dykes with a big 600, D. Beers with 1,000, thank you, D. LaShonda Brown, Craig Robinson, Adam Franklin with 500, and then D with another 200. Thank you guys so much for the stars and the support. And finally, of course, want to give a shout out to all those in our supporters club who also help fuel the show and make this possible. With that, let's get right into some photos. See what we've been catching.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we've got some good photos to show you guys tonight, and then we'll get into the weather quickly and then talk about some tournament fishing. You know what's cool is the spadefish are back at the dock.
Oh, are they really?
And it's been a long time.
A long time, right?
are open.
Whoa,
May 1st.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Easy with that special deal
Sorry.
right there.
She's giving away secrets already. We're not even into the show yet. I love how we both started yelling at you at the same time.
Trying to kick her. I can't get that close.
So spadefish, as Amy alluded to, is what's in the photo here with Jack, and they are an amazing, amazing amberjack bait for sure. So,
Candy.
yeah, so it's nice that they're back at the dock. We, as Tommy mentioned, we haven't seen them around the dock since really like the 2017 red tide, I would guess. Maybe even before that, like the 2015 red tide. Because
quite some time, I know that for sure.
Yeah, we haven't seen
Don,
them.
and even like we used to go to Mary
Mary
Pier
Pier.
too, and
And
just,
get a bunch of them.
Yeah, they're just,
Yeah, and now the one that I'm holding there's a billion of them. Jack and I were fishing off the dock with a sabiki rig, a little piece of shrimp, and that sabiki rig touched the bottom and it was on. It was
Nice.
crazy. We caught probably a dozen of them. He got bored catching them. So
Wow.
And they fight.
They-
I mean,
It's a
Perfect
little
for
fun.
kids.
Yes,
you know,
it is.
perfect for kids. A lot of fun for any young anglers you have, and they make great amberjack bait for sure. Thank you, Amy.
Yeah. Now that it's out.
We let that one slip. Also, the flounder bite's been pretty hit and miss, but they're around for sure. A lot of redfish lately. The redfish bite has been stellar.
Yes.
Virtually everywhere. They are schooled up, actively feeding in the back bay, upper bay. I haven't really seen many schools of them out on the beaches or anything like that, but definitely a lot of them in the back bay.
They're moving for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you guys are hearing too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they're definitely grouped up heavily. We got the snook
Snooks.
action going well.
Yeah.
A lot of snook. It's been crazy around the pass. It's slowed down a little bit this past week with that weather, murking things up a little bit. And the cooler mornings, I think, kind of pushed them off a little bit, pushed them into deeper water. But they're catching some nice ones for sure. This is the surprising thing to me. The big trout are still biting well.
Yeah.
A lot of big trout.
A lot of big
recently.
trout too.
Yeah.
We've heard the same thing.
Do you guys get photos submitted a lot to you guys as well, right?
Yeah,
With
absolutely.
the meetings and stuff. So you're seeing a bunch of the big trout.
Yeah.
Trout, snook, and redfish. Lots of it.
Crazy. Look at that
I
one.
know it's great.
Monster. Yeah, Joe and Luke Simons were texting me photos. They were like, we're catching over 24-inch trout pretty consistently in shallow water on those kind of mid-mornings after it warms up a little bit. They're starting to feed pretty heavily in that shallower water. Pretty awesome to see such big, healthy trout in Tampa Bay once again. And good news for sure on the trout side of things. We're also still seeing a lot of sheep's head around the docks, starting to get displaced a little bit, thinning out a little bit, more and more mangroves showing up. I know over at Rock Park, the mangroves are starting to be thick on that seawall, and it's time
A
for
little secret
kids.
spot right here.
Yep.
Kids tournament
Kids
coming
tournament
up.
coming
Kids
up.
tournament coming up, right? When is your next kids tournament?
It's Friday night of the King of the Beach. So
Oh, you've got another one of those this year.
yes, we do.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And that's right on the seawall of Rock Park, right?
Yes.
Because Friday night, every year, for those who are unaware, King of the Beach, the captain's meeting is Thursday night. Friday night is kind of like, I would call it family night.
Yeah.
That's when a lot of times I go there with my kids because Thursday night's the captain's meeting. There's a little bit more party atmosphere. Yeah, a lot more people there. There's definitely a lot more party going on. Whereas Friday night, a lot of the Kingfish tournament teams are catching bait all day. They're focused on fishing the next day. The teams aren't there as much. So I feel like Friday night's kind of a little bit more low-key.
Yes.
Definitely easier to get in. There's a lot more family stuff going on.
Yes.
And
And we
then
had-
Saturday. It's pretty good too.
Yeah.
And we had, what, over 800 kids.
Kids.
$800?
Technically, if we paid Guinness, we would have the world record by far.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So, and we get
Wait, so you have to pay Guinness for a world record?
yes, every year.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that's how that worked.
Yeah, you
Well,
know,
they
I
have
mean,
to make
everybody's
money
got to get
somehow.
a piece. I mean,
Yeah.
you know?
That's how the world works, guys.
Yes.
But-
I guess that's not much of a surprise,
Yeah,
but
you
that's
know.
interesting.
But we got 250 rods and
Yeah,
reels.
the first 250 kids that sign up online get a rod reel combo along with their goodie bags.
That's awesome.
And then we also have a lot of great prizes. We have a raffle that anybody can win.
That's cool.
And then kind of new with this year, we're going to have a painting station where they can paint sea life. We have knot tying. And then we
Oh, cool.
also are bringing back mullet toss.
Oh,
And for the
a
kids-
classic.
See,
And if it's for the kids, it's
and we
free.
even
Oh, we have
got-
FWC out there.
we've got-
And
and the
alligator
alligator,
attraction.
yeah.
We're going to have some alligators and goats out there.
Alligators and baby goats in the same spot.
Dude, baby goats are legit, man.
Yes.
Yeah,
I never knew what an attraction a baby goat could actually be.
Oh,
Let
they're
me tell
awesome.
you, baby goats, we're going to go on a tangent about baby goats because we have goats up at our farm property, and we went up there yesterday. We had 4 or 5 mama goats that were pregnant. They all had babies within the last 2 weeks.
Oh, cool.
So literally, we were at the farm property from like 11 a.m. to almost 7 o'clock yesterday, and I spent probably 6 hours in a goat pen. My
Now I
kids
feel
would
like we're
not
talking
leave the
about
baby
Dutton.
goats. Yeah. My kids would not leave the baby goats alone.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they're super cute. So definitely highly recommend Friday night for the goat.
Yeah.
And everything's free.
Yeah, everything's free.
All the bait,
Wow.
everything like that's provided through Ellsworth Fishing Bay. We've got live bait out there as well. Like 20 or 30 hands-on deck type people. You
Yes,
know,
so
to
if
make
you
sure
don't know how to
everybody's
fish, or if you're just like, even if you're the single mom and you don't know what to do, there's a lot of people out there who can help you.
That's awesome. So it's free, and there's people there to help you. So any experience level, any age kid can go out there, and if you're the first 250, you get a free fishing pole too.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. So Friday night, gonna be a good time. So we showed you the inshore photos. Let's pop over to the near shore and offshore photos, show you what's going on out there.
Oh, nice.
Monster.
That's
Now this is
that's
our
a money fish.
Yeah, this is our buddy Ryan. He had a 50-pound Boca grip on the boat, and that one bottomed out.
Ooh.
Yeah, so this
Got
is
some shoulders.
Venice area, so a little bit further south, but those fish, this was early this past week. He sent me this, so really early this past weekend. So those fish are probably up here.
Oh, absolutely.
And we've got some big ones that we've caught and gotten smoked by on the half day, doing flatline and fishing and doing some trolling. So there's some big ones, and it seems to be like they're right on the beach too.
Right.
A lot of them are right on the beach, so it should be anybody's ball game essentially. We're still seeing some nice hogfish as well. The hogfish bite has slowed down a little bit, but we're still getting a few nice ones. This was from a half-day trip, that hogfish right there. So we're still picking a few on the half-day and a few on the 10-hour all-day. This is a kingfish from the 5-hour half-day, excuse me. We were flatline fishing, got this nice kingfish, and then shortly thereafter, this nice kingfish. So 2 kings, 1 5-hour half-day flatline fishing. So they are thick on the beaches. A lot of, I don't know why it's double skipping on me. I'm going to switch to the mouse, but a lot of the nice family fishing times are setting in. I mean, tomorrow's going to be an absolutely beautiful day. These little weather windows, it's a great time to get the family out there, because we're right now is kind of one of my favorite times of year. We're on the backside of spring break. Not so crazy busy around. You can get in and out of John's Pass somewhat easily, and the weather's really nice, and also we don't have a ton of people there, because between that spring break and summertime rush, it's a beautiful time to be out there.
And it just slowed down, I think. You know, I just saw it. You know, coming into the pass, I always regulate everything. How many people you think in town? I can tell you by the line going in the pass, or I can tell you how many people were standing at Candy Kitchen.
Yeah.
At 10 o'clock at night.
Candy Kitchen line is a great barometer. It's wild how that works. But definitely a good time to get out here. It is definitely a lot more spacious on the trips. Some big red grouper being caught lately. The red grouper bite has been pretty solid. Yeah, this one was from the Dogfish 25. They were out there trolling for kingfish and caught this nice catch and release sailfish. And some big triggerfish around. Remember, triggerfish are open all the way through the end of May. They close June and July for a spawning season closure. So get your triggerfish before they close down. Definitely good eating fish. But last year we had triggerfish all year, open all year, and this year it should hopefully ring true, kind of on pace for that whole year triggerfish season again. So definitely excited about that as well.
And they should be closed during the spawn.
Yeah,
you know, I mean,
that is an
know,
issue.
Very controversial. I know.
Yeah, because I mean, it's ironic you said that, because one of the things we're going to talk about tonight from that golf council meeting is the potential. So Captain Ed Walker and myself were working together to get a motion passed about repealing that 20-fathom closure in February and March. Excuse me, the motion was to evaluate removing that closure. So it's not like this motion means that they're going to go in there and just remove the closure. It's an opportunity to look at why that closure is there. Is it still needed? And my thing is, that closure was put in place to protect spawning of gag grouper.
Right.
Gag grouper's not open then anymore. Hasn't been open then anymore. So why are we protecting spawning gag grouper when we wouldn't be targeting them if we were fishing in deep water anyway? So my thing is, open it back up. We only have a 6-month red grouper fishery. Let us fish February and March where we want to fish. It's going to lower discards. Instead of making us fish in 120 foot and catch a bunch of small red grouper and throw them back all the time, we can fish in 160 foot, catch some nice red grouper, and be done with it.
Put them in the box, you know.
Yeah, instead of catching and releasing fish in deeper water. So I think it's going to help the fishery lowering discards, and also we're still protecting that spawn. But some people are saying, well, you want to keep people out of that deep water to protect the spawning gags because you might catch a gag grouper by accident. But my thing is, if you start talking about closing fish during the spawn, we could really shoot ourselves in the foot, because when do red snappers spawn? In the summer. All summertime. June, July, August is when red snappers spawn, and we've been fishing them then forever. Amberjack. Everybody's talking about how amberjack are down. Amberjack have had a spawning season closure for both recreational and commercial for years, and it doesn't seem to help.
Commercially right now, just straight bycatch, right? I mean,
yeah, amberjack commercially is on a really strict trip limit. I think it's 750 pounds, or might even be. Oh no, it went to 6 fish.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah,
6 fish per trip. Yeah, so commercial amberjack are just almost no access.
And we've seen a lot of jacks recently. Not crazy big jacks. I mean, like we used to see.
Other parts of the Gulf still aren't really seeing the jacks. I think our part of the Gulf, we're seeing better amberjacks than other parts of the Gulf for sure. That whole idle iron thing, they started ripping all those old, like when
rigs.
Yes, oil rig. When an oil rig got decommissioned, before they would leave it there as essential fish habitat. During late Barack Obama administration, they came out with this super brilliant idea called idle iron, and they had to remove any oil and gas platforms or oil and gas structures that weren't being actively used. So they just went out there and started blowing all these things up. And
I think it's crazy. I mean, totally.
During an LGL study, which is a group out of Texas, the LGL study found like something like 70 or 80% of the amberjack population, greater amberjack population, is assimilated with the oil rigs. So when they went through and blew all these oil rigs up, and then they're like, it seems like amberjack are like 70% down. It's like, wait, what?
I mean,
does the two add up? Yeah. So that was like about 8 years ago now, 10 years ago now, and it kind of corresponded with that BP oil spill too. So there's a lot of questions about amberjack, but they seem to be kind of bouncing back in our area. And this year, one of the big news from the Gulf Council meeting last week was we've got a very random last-minute announcement that amberjack are going to be open all of May and September and October. So now we've got a spring amberjack season, our last spring amberjack season, because ironically they passed a regulation to make amberjack season only September and October moving forward. That was passed last year. So this year we were only supposed to have September and October, but NOAA Fisheries takes a really long time to make rules into law. So this time, it benefits us. It's kind of like that Monopoly game.
Every once in a while.
You pull that random chance card, and they're like, collect $200 and go to go.
There we go.
That's what happened. NOAA Fisheries slow rule
buy
making.
Boardwalk, buy that whole corner up.
Yeah. Well, don't give away Monopoly now.
It's not.
So long story short, we're gonna have amberjack season in May, thanks to that NOAA slow rulemaking. So finally, it benefits us, and that's pretty good news. Red grouper, not so good news though.
No.
Do you hear about that, Tommy? Red grouper closure was announced, or projected closure was announced June 30th.
June 30th.
So,
yes.
So red grouper is going to close June 30th this year. So a little earlier than we expected. I've been telling you guys that we expected red grouper to stay open until like mid-July. And technically, according to the numbers, it should stay open to mid-July. But the reasoning behind closing it June 30th, I don't love it, but I somewhat understand it, and that's almost, it could be construed as a good thing, because what happens at the end of June 30th is the end of an MRIP wave. We all know MRIP and our confidence level in that Marine Recreational Information Program. That's what MRIP stands for. That's that federal data that said there was 100,000 pounds of gags caught from shore, which they wiped out and ignored, thankfully, but definitely questionable stuff. And it also said last year that the first 19 days of July in 2023, we caught like 1.2 million pounds of red grouper, which is physically impossible. Absurd, yeah. So long story short, if they remove any wave 4 information and only constrict it to the first 6 months, that means it'll perfectly coincide with 3 full MRIP waves. And it doesn't end the season in the middle of a wave like it did last year. So that gives us the best chance of the data not being screwed up. And it also...
It's better than what it has been. I mean, it's getting better.
It is. And also it means that because it ends in wave 3, July, August, early September, they should have those numbers back. And in early to mid-September, if there's quota left on the table for red grouper, we would see an October reopening potentially of red grouper, which would coincide with amberjack being open, potentially maybe gags, or at least it would be reopening when gags are closing. So that's positive news, I guess.
It is. I mean, it's more
Kind of.
positive. Well, yeah, I mean, than the latter.
Yes,
You know, I mean,
exactly.
It is.
And the gag grouper thing, unfortunately, no information on gag grouper from that meeting. Essentially, we know there is going to be a gag grouper season, which could be construed again as positive. But unfortunately, looking at the numbers, kind of doing back of the napkin math, it's not going to be a long one. I would say 2 to 3 weeks, maybe.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's going to be a bonsai
that's going to be a
season,
crazy couple of
you know.
weeks.
Yeah, it's going to be September 1st opener for sure. Probably 2 or 3 weeks. I would be happy, I wouldn't be happy, but I would be surprised if it was more than 3 weeks. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was 2 weeks. So that's kind of what we're
Old
looking
school
at.
AR
Yeah,
season.
exactly.
You know.
In like a 2016 red snapper season, yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be running and gunning, and definitely starting September 1st. So that'll be the goal everybody can look forward to, and start planning your trips, planning your vacation time at work, and start thinking about September 1st opening of gag grouper. So
Perfect.
hopefully we'll hear that news. I was told probably a week or 2 weeks we'll see that announcement, and also that announcement will probably coincide with our federal announcement on red snapper season. Our federal for-hire red snapper season. So if you're fishing with us at Hubbard's Marina, it will be June 1st opener, and it will probably be almost the exact same season we had last year, because we were right at our quota, like almost perfectly managed to our quota, which is surprising. And that means we'll probably have a very similar season to last year. So August 25th at 12:01 a.m. So August 24th would be the last day of season. But that will be finalized in the next week or two. And then private rec season for red snapper. Little birdies talking at the council, it'll be longer than our federal for-hire season, and it will be the longest private recreational red snapper season to date.
Wow.
Yeah, so it'll be pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm
I
hearing
mean-
close to like 90 days
Ooh,
plus.
wow.
Yeah, so you're going to see probably either early June or mid-June opener, probably running through summer, and then a lot of those weekends probably all the way into Thanksgiving again.
Yeah.
But DeSantis is supposed to be making that announcement before the next FWC commission meeting, which happens May 1st and 2nd in Daytona. So we should see all that announced here. A lot of fishy news.
A lot of
coming
A lot of
up.
fishy
yeah.
news.
Yeah, so pay attention to your emails, because those email blasts are going to be
And
coming.
I can't stress that enough. You know, a lot of people don't look at the emails. A lot
Yeah.
of people don't look at, we still call them blue sheets or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But the information's out there, and act on it.
Yeah.
And I don't, I'm not saying one way or another. Just do something.
Yeah,
And I think more people need to be involved with that.
yeah,
You know.
100%.
Because it's after the fact that we get the emails. I'm sure you get the email. How did they do this? Well,
Yeah.
because you didn't say anything about it.
Yeah.
You didn't even know about it until after the fact. So I mean, I
You
think
got to
that's a big
stay
thing.
involved, stay hip to it. And remember, if you pop over to our website, this is a good segue.
Yeah.
If you pop over to the website, hubbardsmarina.com, if you hit fishing trips, scroll down to, where is it? This one, more info, and then hit Fisheries Science and Management. On the Fisheries Science and Management page, we have a bunch of these videos that explains kind of how the whole process works, but also right down here in that tan area, all this stuff are different websites and URLs, and also how to sign up for those emails. So if you want to sign up for the NOAA email list, the Gulf Council email list, the Southeast Data Assessment email list for the stock assessments, all that stuff, ACL monitoring is all right here on that page. So we kind of try to make this a one-stop shop for you to kind of know what's going on in the fisheries management side of things if you're interested. Also, the weather links page. Under fishing trips, you can click weather links. Let's look at the weather here real quick. Starting that 5 to 10 hour forecast area, and look at that. Dark blues. Haven't seen a a long stretch of dark blue in a while.
Right?
Right?
It's been a real long while, and it's looking better and better. As Captain Mike says, the weather is kind of looking sexy this week.
Yeah.
That's right.
So we're excited. Definitely tomorrow is gorgeous. Look at that. Less than 1 foot, less than 10 miles an hour, sunny all day long. I conjured him. We talked about sexy weather, and Captain Mike
there
called
you
in.
go.
See what happens?
Yeah. Love that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, if you need some more slack, you should be able to pull on those headphones. What's going on, Mike? Oh, is he there? He's coming.
Oh, he's coming.
He's coming.
All right.
Bum, bum.
Bump, bump. He's coming in slow and steady.
Yes.
Mike, you there, buddy?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we
can
can.
hear
How are
you
you,
now.
man?
All right. I'm good. How's the Verdanski?
We're
Doing
doing
good.
well. Yourself?
Very good. No complaints. No complaints. Busy. Not nearly as busy as you guys, I imagine, but I'm busy.
I mean, just hanging out right now, hitting the lounge chair. Nothing really coming up.
No big events coming up in 2
Yeah.
weeks or anything.
Yeah.
like that.
Nothing. Right. Nothing too big.
Nothing.
I don't know if
pressing.
is there a time of year you two aren't busy?
No.
It just.
I didn't think
I
so.
don't even know what day it is, to be honest with you.
I told them when they walked in, it's like they're running for office.
Yeah.
Because you're always doing different events and showing up here and hanging out with these people. I saw you at Bet's Fishing Center the other day.
Yep.
You're just hitting the streets.
I mean, you gotta support those that support us, and it's just every day we get. I mean, it's something. And we're all volunteers. That's what a lot of people don't realize with the old salts.
Yeah.
So it's not. I guess it might as well be. If I was a local politician, I'd get this. About the same thing as a handshake on the. Or a pat on the back. But we do what we do. We love the way we do. We love our organization and the people that are part of it, and so it's fun.
Yeah.
But it's a lot. And if you're ever ready,
You guys are like
go
you
ahead.
guys are like the Beatles, man.
Yeah,
I mean, seriously, dude. I mean, you guys just do so much positive stuff, bro. It's really, I've been saying it for years on our shows. It just really is incredible what you've managed to do with Old Salts. At least since I've been in the game, paying attention to it, it's really incredible. And hopefully, the fishing community appreciates you guys as much as they should, because it's really impressive what you guys have done over there.
Well, we appreciate that. You've been a long-time supporter, and even we had Blair out the other night for the meeting, and we realized that the last time he actually spoke for us was in 2005.
That's crazy. That's a
was
long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and Old Salts,
Did you
guys.
graduate? Were
In
you
2005, I was
No.
still in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
it's not, yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate
Well,
that.
Yeah. And we had to go back because of my daughter. I was like, okay, Zoe was how old at that point? Okay, yeah. But it was amazing. Just you came out this year as well, and you got the support that we get from the community and the fishing community in a whole, not just locally.
Mm-hmm.
It's wonderful to see. It really is.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How's the inshore side of things going, Mike?
Well, I mean, I hope it'll get a little better. Talked to some guys that fished today. Said it was a little bit tough. Found a lot of fish. Had a little trouble getting them to eat.
Yeah.
Looked like we still had some high pressure on us today.
Yeah.
Hopefully, some of that will push through tomorrow, and it'll get better.
Easy a little bit.
We just have to kind of wait and see here. Again, there's a lot of fish around. We're seeing a lot of redfish and a lot of snook. There's still a lot of trout around. I'm not sure if I should pull the trigger and head for the beach tomorrow and try and kingfish and mackerel fish some, or just stay the course and, snook and redfish, and hopefully it'll bust loose. It's just hard to tell. So I'm looking forward to it. We're coming up on some good tides, so hopefully things will get right.
If I was you, I'd be taking that 26 Bay offshore tomorrow and hitting those mackerel and kingfish.
Yep.
It's going to be gorgeous. Everybody and their brother's going to be out there. That's going to be the
We
challenge.
saw some early tarpon too. I mean, there's some tarpon out there, especially down where you're at, Mike.
Yeah. I would be heading west if I was you, for sure. There's so much action out there right outside of O'Neill's. You don't have to run very far. That'd be a good one.
Yep.
And
We might do that. I might throw some extra rods in the boat just to have that opportunity, that option if we want to pull the trigger. It looks like it's going to probably be the best day for it.
Yes, sir.
So,
Definitely.
you got to kind of squeeze it in there when you can. So
Yeah.
that might be what we do.
And
Yeah,
the water's
really,
clean
this
up.
whole week isn't too bad. Tuesday and Wednesday, we were just looking at the weather before you popped on, Mike. Tuesday and Wednesday, we have a little bit of an east wind, but really not that strong of an east wind. It's only going to be like 15, maybe 20. Wednesday's going to be the breeziest, but it's mostly in the morning, kind of calming down, being moderate through the day, and then really lays down quick. Thursday, Friday looks absolutely beautiful, sexy, as Mike would say. And really now, looking at it even into the weekend, this has been delayed quite a bit. There was a little bit of a cold front scheduled for Saturday. Now it's really changed. The forecast looks even gorgeous through the weekend. So I would say really your best
pattern.
I would
bet.
say let's get that, keep
Yeah.
that pattern going.
Keep it going. Some
That
nice
Thursday
weekends.
through
Is that what
Sunday
you're hoping
thing's gotta
for?
go. You know, we gotta push that back a little bit. You know?
So really this week looks all the way through a good opportunity to get out there on the beach and troll for those mackerel and kingfish all the way through really Saturday, with Tuesday and Wednesday being a little bumpy, but it's an east wind, so you can still get out there on the beach for sure.
Yeah.
And it seems like the water
Yep.
clarity.
It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, for sure.
Just need to see if that water's clean enough out there.
Yeah.
That'll be the big question. If that water cleaned up enough, to for those fish to really, really stack up, then it'll be pretty good. We'll see. I'll have a meeting with my mate in the morning and just make a decision, and then we'll see how it all turns out.
All right. Well, I look forward to seeing Mahoney's post. Mahoney's going deep tomorrow after some wahoo. We totally sidetracked him talking about today. The 39-hour trip came in. They got 4 wahoo on one run of the boat.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I've heard a lot about wahoo and blackfin recently.
Yeah.
You know,
I heard the blackfin tuna
it's that
thing.
55 to 60 mile stuff right there in that vicinity, and it's accessible to everybody. You know, a lot of people don't even know we have that pelagic fishery here. Because a lot of people, they don't target it. They're starting to target it more, but we've seen a lot of folks, a lot of guys catching them.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, in that vicinity. So it's good, and I mean, if there's anybody who can catch him, he can get on.
Oh yeah. He's going out with Captain Tommy tomorrow. So.
Okay.
And I happened to run across Mike. You would appreciate this. I was down at Don's Dock. It was total chaos today because the weather was nice. It was a good problem to have. But Feewalk showed up. Mark was loading up his boat with ice to go commercial fishing, so I got to chat with him. And we were talking about wahoo. He got all freaked out too. It's easy to get them boys all
Yes.
turned
You
up.
get jacked up. I mean, it is. I mean, it don't take much. I mean, we're simple people, really. At the end of the day, I mean,
It don't take much. Yeah.
Bush light and a wahoo. I mean, we're in the game.
We're in the game. So that's what you're
No
doing
doubt.
this week, chasing those redfish, hoping those snook turn back on, and then maybe ducking off the beach for those mackerel and kingfish, huh?
Yeah, if we sneak off, it'll probably be tomorrow, I would think. I've got the Children's Home Real Animals Classic on Friday.
Nice.
I got 43 boats running up the bay, so we got that on Friday. Got a couple days I got to fill here, before that with some customers. So I would think if we do push out there at all, it'd be tomorrow. And then with Wednesday, with it blowing just a little bit more with who I have as a customer, we'll probably stay inside and snook fish. But,
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes. A lot of it has to do with the bait in the morning, too.
Yeah.
If the bait's real easy, if the bait's hard, if the bait's got size to it, a lot of that plays into the decision-making process there as well.
Gotcha. Well, good luck with it, man. I appreciate you calling in.
Always good. Appreciate all you do there, Dylan, and definitely appreciate what Old Salts is doing. Keep up the good work, guys. And hopefully the tournament season is a good one for you.
You coming up this year? You gonna jump in the game with us?
Oh, I don't know about jumping the game. I make them out, but I don't know
He's
about
got a
jumping the game.
33-foot contender.
I
now.
know. I saw the new boat now. I mean,
Yeah, he hasn't seen it though.
You're in the game.
Yeah, I've only seen
So it's
pictures.
like
I haven't even been able to touch it yet. Still too busy.
He's that busy. He's too busy to go check out his new boat.
But he's not too busy to go fishing.
He's not too busy to go fishing. Yeah. He's making time for that.
That's it.
Yeah. We appreciate it, Mike. Thank you, buddy.
All right, guys. Have a great night.
You
Appreciate
too.
the time. See you guys.
Yeah. So Mike's got the Real Animals fleet going on now. Did you hear about his skiff?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a KO Boatworks 17-foot skiff. Nice power pole move. Got the power pole in the back. Then his brand new 26 bay just showed up from Contender. He got that all dialed in and decked out, and he got a 33 ST with his buddy, and so now he's got the full fleet
Full fleet.
ironed out. Yeah,
Got the gamut.
ready to rock and roll. So he should be going 55 to 60 miles to go and target those wahoo right now. That'd be a nice run in that 33 contender tomorrow.
Yes, it would.
It'd be
Beautiful.
an easy clip.
Easy. Crazy. Definitely some good opportunities weather-wise, as we mentioned, but let's get into our first free giveaway of the night, and then we'll try to tackle some of these questions here as well, and then also talk some more about King of the Beach. So let's see who won our first free giveaway of the night. Let's go ahead and do the 5-hour half day first. Remember, we've got the swag pack, we've got the 10-hour, we've got the King of the Beach experience package, and then also the 39-hour trip to give away as well. So a lot of giveaways to do tonight. Remember, you have to comment once in order to be eligible to win on the Hubbard's Marina Facebook page. You have to stay tuned and watch live, and if you're picked as one of the lucky winners on the screen, you got to text your full home address to that phone number at the bottom of the screen. That's how it works. So first giveaway of the night, lucky winner of our 5-hour half day for 2 guests is Tim Mornard. I'm going to go with Mornard. Yeah. Panama City. Congratulations, Tim, on that win of a 5-hour half day for 2 guests. Panama City is a cool place. We got some buddies up there, over there. They've got Abram Seafood and a bunch of charter boats. They have a really cool charter boat fleet out of Panama City.
Big time, you know, and it's weird too. But what I realize is, as soon as hunting season starts, a lot of those guys disappear real fast. I don't know why that is, but
so the Charter Fishing Association (CFA) that I'm a part of and sit on the board of, a lot of those guys are from like Destin, Panama City, and then we have some guys in Mississippi, Louisiana, and then Texas. Literally everybody on the Gulf Coast, from Corpus Christi, Brownsville, Texas, all the way to like Panama City, they all do the same thing. Like college football season, deer season, they just stop fishing, and then they don't start again until like March. Like literally
it
October through March. Half of them you can't even get on the phone that time of year. It's like from like the Big Bend to the Keys, we're the only idiots that work full time.
We just keep fishing.
Yeah, you know? We just keep going. There's no slack.
We had some friends of ours go up there, and I'm like, I know plenty of guys. They're like, I'm hunting. I'm like, nobody's working no more.
Nope.
You know?
They literally pull their boats out of the water.
Friday night lights up there actually means something too. Like that's not a really big thing down here for us. I mean, but up in that vicinity, it definitely is. And like I said, hunting season starts, forget about it.
It's really interesting. That's funny you brought that up. Yeah, they like it when you call them part-time fishermen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll have some emails tomorrow too.
Yeah. Oh, too funny. All right, so let's see. We talked about the weather. The first quarter moon is tomorrow, so we're on that like kind of mid-moon. Those tides have slowed down a little bit, but we're working our way up to that full moon. And full moon in April is a good time, pelagic-wise, definitely. It's going to be a good one for sure. And that's a week from tomorrow is that full moon. So definitely you guys are going to be kind of on that back side of that full moon. So good opportunity to get a lot of bait moving around for sure.
For sure, yeah.
Should be a good push of fish. A lot of kingfish around. Also, don't forget about the Right to Hunt and Fish page. Josh has created that on the Hubbard's Marina site. We also have it on that Florida Guides Association site. It's right on hubbardsmarina.com. Remember, after the show, definitely check this out. Click info, and that very first tab is the Right to Hunt and Fish. You want to make sure you check out this page. It has got a podcast kind of explaining more about the Right to Hunt and Fish that we did with Salt Strong and our friends at All Florida. And then down here towards the bottom, it talks a lot more about kind of the importance of why you need to make sure that you vote yes on 2. This is the big thing. It's a bipartisan issue. It almost passed unanimously through the House in the state of Florida to get on the ballot.
One.
Yeah. One person voted against it because they were basically upset about a previous vote, so they were kind of like throwing a little bit of a hissy fit, is the story I heard. But it's definitely big. I mean, the conservation dollars that come through fishing and hunting fund 19% of the wildlife corridors so far, and more to come. Plus, look at all the boat ramps. So even if you're not a fisherman, which I assume most of you watching this show are probably a little into fishing, but even for your friends who aren't fishermen, you're talking to them about this. It's important for them because let's say they like going to the sandbar, or like putting their jet ski in, or like going kayaking.
Right.
All those boat ramps are funded by fishing license
Absolutely.
dollars, and our fishing license dollars fund a ton of our recreational access to the waterways. So whether you're going fishing, or whether you're going kayaking or jet skiing or whatever, if you like clean water, you like clean lands, this is important. Voting yes on 2, and that's the amendment. It's going to be Amendment 2 in November. It's going to be on the ballot in the state of Florida, and it'll be cool to have that memorialized in our state
I think
constitution.
so, for sure.
The right to hunt and fish. With that, I think that's pretty much all I had to talk about. Do you guys have anything that you want to talk about, like some
No.
events coming up?
No, of course. We actually
Go ahead.
have some really cool new prizes as
Yeah.
well.
Well, I mean, the King of the Beach.
It's,
Let me just
yeah,
tell you,
no,
it's for
yeah,
everybody.
there
Yeah.
you go.
Number one.
The
We
King of the
have
Beach is for everybody.
Everybody.
It's not a
And-
professional tournament.
No.
It's a
30-mile
great.
boundaries.
It's actually a great starter event too for anybody
Yeah.
trying to get into tournament fishing, because it's not as expensive. Way more places to win, and you got that 30-mile boundary.
Yeah.
Single engine division. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff.
And if you're new to tournament fishing, we always do, you know, especially kingfish. Everybody's like, oh, it's a big kingfish, big king. Well, we have a Spanish mackerel only division that a lot of people don't realize you can jump in that without being in any of that. I mean, overall in the kingfish division.
Yeah.
And that pays over $1,000 to get a pound.
Yeah.
We have several land-based teams already
Yeah.
signed up this year. We used to have a
I
lot
wouldn't
when
want
the
to
Reddington
fish
Pier was
against
here.
those Skyway Misfits.
Yeah, and they're spread out.
I mean,
Yeah,
I've been
no.
seeing some of the
I-
posts they've been making from the Skyway. They catch some big kingfish.
Yes,
Yeah,
they do.
They do. You
It's
know?
They do.
impressive.
They do it, and you know they sandbag a little bit with those videos. You know, might not be the exact day you see them. I can tell you that right now. I know Shane's gonna, you know, he's out there listening right now and watching. But you know, there's a lot of stuff locally that people just don't realize that you can get out, you can jump into the event. You know, we've got the Spanish mackerel, we got kingfish, single outboard engine, youth, our ladies division. Our year-to-date prize this year
It's huge.
It's for the
Closest to
closest
24.
fish point 20.24
Okay.
without going over. Price is Right rules.
Uh-huh.
That's what we're calling it. And you can win a $10,000 trailer from Owens and Sons.
Yeah. That's
You know,
amazing.
or they'll give you a certificate to upgrade, or
One
do
of my-
whatever you want with it.
One of my buddies growing up, Scott Sadorf and
Yeah.
Nolan Sadorf, they won like a 25-foot contender with a single, like, 250 horsepower Yamaha engine from King of the Beach for like 27th place or something silly.
That was our anniversary. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was the anniversary. So what happened is we used to do the anniversary prize.
Yeah.
So now what's happened is now we're 31 years old. You know, so a 31-pound fish,
Yeah.
technically,
You're
already
gonna win
in the
more
money.
going high.
Yeah.
So I mean, we try to spread the money out as much as we can. You don't have to in the single outboard engine. You can be in the overall, or you can choose to be in the single outboard engine.
And the single
Division.
outboard engine division gives you a motor as a first
Yeah.
A
prize, right?
Suzuki, yeah,
Yeah.
200 horsepower Suzuki repower with everything.
Nice.
You know, as first prize, and you don't make the decision until you get to me. We call it the single engine shuffle. Because everybody's trying to
I saw
decide. They're
that.
doing math. I got guys on their calculators, guys writing on each other's backs, and
Well, and it's
you know,
it's kind of cool too, because as long as you check in and you get your fish tagged and marked, you know, that makes you there, because it takes, obviously you have to be in by 5, but it takes us a lot longer to weigh those fish. So
Yeah.
you know, if you go get a drink, you know, a lot of our single engine guys wait till the end because they want to see where that board is lying.
Yeah.
You know,
and like I
so
said, they really the
you
payout
see that
schedules are
bag moving
everywhere.
back, you don't go
Yeah, yeah.
ahead.
You know, the payout schedules are everywhere. And it's a calculation. It's a calculated risk as well. I
Yeah.
mean, I've seen a single outboard engine fish weighing a single and
Should have
should have been in the overall. You know, and you know it was a few ounces over. I can't tell you where to weigh. I'm not going to tell you where to weigh. Don't ask me how to weigh it. That's up to you and your team. But until you get to me and to see Dan Casey on the stage, you know, it's up to anybody.
Right.
Yeah.
It really is.
The other thing that's kind of unique in our event is You can weigh in the overall or single. You have to kind of place that. But for the youth and the lady, we allow you to weigh another fish for that.
Oh,
So
nice.
you can weigh more than just one fish. So
Nice.
we really are trying to encourage the youth and the ladies to be catching their own fish. So a lot of times, at least my experience is, the team, we catch our first team fish or whatever's big, but then I get to be on the rod next.
That's cool.
I read
So-
that rod in the beginning. You
Yeah, I
always
know.
catch bigger fish than the rest of us. It's a patience thing, I think. It's a patience thing.
Patience. Something
Yeah,
like
she
that.
does-
You got to blame it on something.
Yeah, she don't want to play. She's not playing playing with the clicker. She's not playing with the drag. She's not palming the reel. Just let her ride, and let it eat. But there's been a lot of fish recently. I mean, we've seen it, and a lot of stuff in the bay. There's a little money today for the guys that were fishing the event today.
Yeah.
Some guys went south, Sarasota. Some guys went north. Majority of the fish
On
are
the
right
beach.
here.
Yeah.
Right on the
You know,
beach.
you keep passing them. You don't have to drive past the fish.
That would be interesting to see how today's tournament shook out.
Yeah.
And we had several of our members fishing today as well. And unfortunately, they had to postpone the event from Saturday because due to weather and all that. And it is a difficult
Hard
decision
call.
for anybody out there that's in the fishing realm. But I'm looking forward to seeing what did come back in. But all our guys from the beaches to the bays, they're everywhere. I mean, they're catching fish. Like I said, got a little muddy. Bait got a little scattered. I mean, it's going to happen this time of year, obviously. But the fronts are getting further and further between.
Yep.
We're going to hopefully get off that. Yeah. Chamber of Commerce weather only, for the king.
Yeah.
But, it's just a great event to be a part of.
It is.
31's a history here. 50, what are we, the old sauce 53 this
50,
year?
53.
Wow.
Your father, your grandfather, and that's the cool part. It's generations of the locals, and it's part of history. So you come out, you're not just going to know one person. Even if you own a boat or a fishing rod, I guarantee you'll know somebody at the King.
Yes.
And all 3 days are open to the public. It's free to get in. We've got, like I said, the kids event on Friday. That's one of our biggest goals. You've helped us out tremendously with that throughout the years. Also with our special kids events. I mean, you guys have always been there to help us out to take those guys fishing. But our tagline, Dan Casey, I don't know, probably coined by somebody else, but Dan Casey's less X boxes, more tackle boxes.
Amen.
And that's where we're at. Or get out of your phone, get in the real world. I don't know, but come experience it. It's a time.
It's
it really
funny
is.
you said that, get out of your phone and experience the real world, because we had that rule on our boats where you weren't allowed to bring your phones. On 10-hour trips or longer, you couldn't bring your phones.
Right.
So, no cell phones.
But now I got to I can get Polaroids are
Well,
coming back. I did
we
see
would
that
take photos
foot.
for people. We would take photos for people. You can't use your phone out there anyway.
I was
You
gonna
use
say,
cell
you
phone
can't get service
reception,
anyway,
so
so it's
you
not
don't
like
need
you're
it.
doing anything.
But people really struggled giving up their phones.
This thing is ridiculous.
It is. And it sucks
What's
people
happening?
in.
And they missed all this
That's
already
why I like
while we were
going
been here.
offshore, 'cause
So,
my
yeah.
phone doesn't work. I'm like, yay.
Yeah, and then you're offshore, so the cell phone doesn't work anyway, but people freaked out about not being able to bring their phones. But now we allow phones on all of our trips. So it's so interesting to what it was on a 10-hour trip on the ride in. No one had their phone.
Yeah.
So on the ride in, that whole 2-hour ride in, people are
talk
talking.
somebody?
People are
That's crazy
talking.
talk.
At the back of the boat was like a party atmosphere. Yeah. Everybody's drinking a few beers, talking about the great trip and this fish I caught and that fish I caught. Everybody's getting to know each other. And now on the way back in on a 10-hour trip, the back of the boat is silent.
Oh.
Everybody's heads in their phone. And once you get within 12 miles ashore, no one says a dang word.
Oh, they're like
It's
jonesing for that thing.
crazy.
Yeah.
It does. It blows my mind.
It's
to
wild.
Me, especially,
To me, it's really, really mind-boggling. But
is.
it's the crew hates it because, like Smokey, one of our crew members, he had a
One of
grand
my
old time
favorites.
hanging out in the back.
And
Well-
if you don't engage that guy, there's something wrong with you.
That's
mean,
an
really.
experience right
Yeah.
there.
I mean,
Yeah. Hanging out with
yeah,
Smokey.
Yes.
He's an experience all in himself.
It's like going to Disney World and hanging out with Mickey Mouse.
Right.
That's what he says.
There we go.
Absolutely.
I'll give him that.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
But it's amazing to me with that stuff, and it's just like I said, just get out there and do it. I mean,
yeah.
Live it in real life. They're like, oh well, we play it on the internet. I'm fishing. No, that's not fishing. Go get wet. feel the sun, you know, a little spray.
Amen to that.
You know, we're getting sunburned right now with these lights that are pegging on us. You know, but you know, it's you know, like I said, the King. It's an event for every single person out there, and I can't stress enough the guys before me that started this, and the guys that'll come after me. It's something that we want. It's a legacy, you know.
It's cool to just go there too. If you're sitting there thinking, well, like I don't have a boat, I don't have a way to fish. It's really cool to just go and join the event too, because Thursday night the captain's party is awesome. Everybody and their brother is there. It's a great time. Huge party. There's a lot of ways to enjoy. All the
Huge
bar
raffles.
sales go to charity as well, and helps Old Salts do the cool things that they do to help support our community, like these kids events, the special kids thing. So every dollar that's spent at that event really goes to a good cause as well. So come out and join the party, join the raffles, the 50-50s, all the different prizes that are going on. Plus, on top of that, Saturday, it's really cool to see all the fish weigh in, be a part of that party. All the tournament teams have to be there at 5, and a lot of times the weigh-in goes to like 9 sometimes.
Yeah.
So there's a ton of stuff to do and see. And then Friday, you got the kids event, the family night. So really every night there's something going on over there in Rock Park, and it's a cool way to spend the weekend for sure.
Yeah, it is. And we do have a bunch of local restaurants that are coming out as well.
The food trucks
For
are
food.
legit.
Yep.
Real food.
Yeah, real food. I mean, like.
Oh, real food too.
Yeah,
Real
like,
food?
yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
well,
And
I
food
mean,
trucks are real food.
No,
guys.
they
I
are.
love
No,
food
no,
trucks.
yes.
But I'm just saying,
like-
it's just not straight. I don't want to
Badmouth
offend
food
anybody.
trucks.
That's a
carny
carny.
out there.
It's not just
Right.
carnival food.
Yeah, it's not that way. I mean, we've got a lot of local restaurants.
It's like snapper, seagulls out there, and they have the amazing shrimp. It's so good.
Oh wow.
That's your
Yeah.
go-to all the
I
time.
know, it's my
and,
favorite.
Yeah, Snappers
but-
is awesome.
Yeah.
But
Any
it's,
Dan Casey restaurant is a good
yeah.
choice. Yeah, 1200 Chop House has my heart though. I'm gonna
me too.
pass
I'll tell you what,
Snappers.
everybody-
I'm gonna pass Madfish. I'm gonna go straight to 1200 Chop House every
it.
time.
Yes.
But you gotta get there early.
Yes.
Small little quaint place though. And
Very
that-
quaint.
And that's the cool. And that's another cool thing about, like I said,
Yeah.
that local support. Dan, we guys were talking. I mean, he's our vice president of the club, been for a long time, long time supporter before that. He said, your family supported the Old Salts way before our time here,
Yep.
and like that's almost a life sentence. Close. But it's a great time, and like I said, I don't care if you fish every day or you fish once a year or what. It's just a part of the community. You know?
It's to me, it's something you just gotta experience to be a part of it. It's a cool atmosphere. It's really that fishing culture.
It
Yeah.
is. It's a vibe.
It's
I mean,
a vibe. Yeah.
You know,
I guess that's a
and-
way to say. That's how the
you
kids
know,
say it nowadays.
I don't know. I mean,
You're so.
I
good,
can try to
Bobby.
be trendy. I got my hair down. I mean, but you know, it's just it is. It's part of that. I
Yeah.
mean, and we got guys that come from North Carolina, Texas to fish the event, and every year they're like, you know, we fish, we travel to fish, we love to fish, but they're like, we came here, it was like family, you know, at the event, at your dock, at the marinas, at the tackle stores,
Yeah.
you know, and really. I mean, if you really think you got a dilly rock when it comes to kingfishing, God bless you. I mean, because there's not a whole lot of secrets.
Yeah.
You know, especially when the bait's here and everything's going on. You know, lady fish are a little tough.
Yeah.
Look for Frenchie's boat if you know who Frenchie is. He's got a beautiful light underneath that sailboat. But
There you go.
but it's you know it's there to go. You know,
Yep.
I mean that's
Yep.
it. And it's
Yeah.
not crazy. And like I said, it's that. But those guys that come here, they're like, man, we can't believe how welcome we were. And
Yeah.
people gave us information. People talked to us, and it's not that whole I got to be there a week early and pre-fish and spend crazy money.
Yeah.
You know, we got a lot of guys that blaze in Thursday night, just make it for the captain's party, and then you know we roll right into it. I mean,
Get after it.
yeah.
It's a cool trip or a cool tournament, cool experience for sure. Let's go ahead and do our next giveaway, and then we'll get into some of your questions here as well. We did our 5-hour half-day giveaway. We've got our 10-hour, our swag pack, the Old Salts King of the Beach Experience. And we keep talking about the experience package, but it's a over $300 value. It's the King of the Beach swag pack, basically.
So you get
Parking.
The golden ticket.
The
of
golden
all
ticket is the
tickets
parking pass.
pass.
Performance shirt, And you get raffle tickets. You have another chance to win.
Whoa.
Which we usually don't give that away, so that's like a really awesome part. And it's got food tickets and drink tickets.
Nice.
So
Food tickets, drink tickets, raffle tickets, and a King of the Beach shirt, and the golden parking pass. So that is a big prize we're giving away tonight as a part of the show, too. So we did our 5-hour. Let's go ahead and do the 10-hour all day for 2 guests. We'll hold on to that experience package for a little bit longer. So 10-hour all day trip for 2 guests goes to lucky winner Todd Walters. Congratulations on the lucky win from Tampa, local guy. Congratulations,
nice.
Todd Walters. You got 5 minutes or less to text that full phone number or full home address to that phone number at the bottom of the screen. All right, so let's see here. What questions do we have? Are the snooks or the snook on Indian Rocks Beach yet? Definitely got a chance for him. I mentioned him earlier, Scott Sadorf, our local expert beach fisherman, said today, he texted me and was talking about he's found some small snook, but nothing real solid out on the
today
beach
right
yet.
off of Clearwater.
Ooh, that's a pretty fish.
Yes.
Big old.
Big
That's
old.
probably 38 inches, maybe
Yeah.
even closer to 40 off of Clearwater. But that's not on the beach yet, right?
No,
Not
Yeah,
quite.
it's
just
narrow.
pushing out.
Yep,
Yeah.
just starting to push out.
Yeah, getting close.
That's
They're
a
not
sailboat.
thick on the beach yet. Right, like I would say 2 weeks ago, that kind of early fake spring we had when it
Yeah.
really warmed up fast, they got out on the beach then.
I'm glad we didn't get a big cold snap after that because they did move
Yeah.
quite a bit.
Yeah, they moved out into the beach a little bit, but it's definitely these little cold fronts, these cooler mornings kind of slowed that whole process down a little bit. And I think they've pulled back. We haven't seen them stacked up around the docks in the last couple mornings, but it's definitely starting to come back. This long week that we have of sunny conditions, no cold fronts, we got 7 days. It's going to be back into the mid to upper 80s, and I think that's going to bring them back.
Yep.
I think you'll start to see a little bit of that flush too coming out of the pass, and we'll bring those fish back out there too with the crabs and,
Yeah.
and the shrimp start to move a little bit more.
All that bait flushing
Yeah.
again, especially as we get closer to that full moon next
Yep.
week. Those bigger tides. Right now, this week's got kind of lame, slow-moving tides, so I think that won't help bring the snook out to the beach yet. When you say king mackerel are right off the beach, do you mean 100 yards off the beach, 1 mile, 3 miles? I think it depends on where. I mean,
all the above. I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
Our biggest kingfish that we've hooked so far trolling is right in the channel. I mean, got smoked by a big kingfish. Ate a nice big 6-inch drone spoon behind a #1 planer and hit it so hard and so fast it took the planer sideways across the spread and started running up the beach and just smoked the reel.
Wow.
Unfortunately, it was set the rod, start doing something. The crew weren't paying attention, just the guests were, and by the time we knew about it, it was already over.
too done,
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's quick.
yeah.
It is.
It's not like it was a crab trap because
Yeah,
it started
right,
heading
yeah.
north.
Yeah.
Crab trap.
Yeah.
That's that real slow,
No.
Steady.
You know,
You know you
Yeah,
hooked
that-
the
yeah.
piling or
Yeah.
you took it too close to one of those
you know.
markers.
And I mean the traps are still out there, but I mean they are fish attractants. I mean
Yeah.
they are. I mean the bait's there. They're putting bait in. It's bringing bait.
You
know, that's a
control the
tough
crab
one.
pots. I mean,
I mean, a
that
lot
was
of
my
guys
thing.
run that line.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, really. And if the bait's there, there's fish there. You
Mhm.
know, like don't pass it.
Yeah.
You know, if you see some Spanish, busting the surface on,
Yeah.
and it could be fry bait. I mean, anything.
Yeah.
But if the Spanish are there and you got bait in the well, those fish are gonna eat.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know.
And that's the thing, I think, to answer your question, right on the beach, is get out on the beach early morning, look for birds, look
Yeah,
for bait.
look for that
You
bait.
find the birds, you find the bait, you'll find the fish. You can fish structured too. There's some like close to shore mitigation sites just north of Johns Pass. There's that hard bottom off of the old Indian Reddington Pier. Clearwater hard bottom right outside the pass. You've got some hard bottom right outside of Blinds Pass. You've got some hard bottom off of St. Pete Beach. You've got the anchorage off of Egmont Key Channel. You've got the Egmont Key Channel. The shipping channel itself goes all the way to the Skyway full
The
of
family
fish.
pier is
Family
fire.
Rodden Pier, real pier, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
And Anna Maria for
Yeah,
sure.
you know.
There's a lot of near shore artificial reefs off Anna Maria in like 40, 45 foot of water. Just go to Pinellas County, search Pinellas County artificial reefs, and that'll give you all the artificial reefs locally. Madeira Beach Reef, Treasure Island Reef, St. Pete Beach Reef, they all hold fish. They're not far.
And not even those little mitigations up there by, Indian Rocks. I mean,
Let's not be too specific.
Yeah,
about
I mean,
those.
they're right there. I mean,
yeah, I shot some hogfish on those growing up.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
in the real cool months. Yeah,
And
there's
they're
some
there,
nice little spots.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just
for
gotta
sure.
watch out for the Goliath grouper.
Yes.
Might be in there too, but
Yes, for sure.
but it's there's a lot of stuff. Like I said, you can catch them off the beach.
Yeah,
You know.
for sure. You can catch them from the beach in some cases
Yeah.
too.
Absolutely.
So that's a good question. How many fish can you weigh for King of the Beach?
You want to
So
take that?
yeah, I'll take that one. I'm the rule girl.
Oh, okay.
So it's one per team, and that's for the overall and single engine. But then, like I was saying earlier, if you have a youth or a lady, you can weigh a fish for each of them. So typically up to 3 if you have all of those types.
So
on
you
the
could
boat.
weigh an overall fish, a lady's fish, and a youth fish.
Correct.
Or you could weigh a single engine fish, a lady's fish, and a youth fish.
Yes.
So up to 3.
And
Up
then
to
you
3.
got one Spanish.
One Spanish if you're
Okay.
in that division as
So
well.
up to 4 technically.
Technically, yeah.
And
Okay.
each of those fish, when you come in, they got to be tagged, and your hand's got to be stamped, and on the tag it has your boat number.
Mm-hmm.
So when they go and they actually got those fish on site, obviously they're being checked thoroughly,
Mm-hmm.
and that way we know they're checked
Yeah,
in, they're ready.
we match
there.
everything
Yes,
up.
everything matches.
Yeah. And Timmy knows how to feel around in those guts.
Yes.
They all do. Yes, we have actually had
We have 2.
Brian Spaeth,
Brian
actually
Spaeth.
one of our
Oh,
guys
Brian
too.
Spaeth, too.
Well, he's inside on the inside checking the fish. We've got another gentleman from Crystal River comes down every year.
Wow.
That
You got a whole
also
team of
check-
fish experts back there.
Yes, we do.
That's my gamut there. So I got that's my team technically. The other 100 volunteers, yes, we love them too, but
We
like, we
take
have
our
to
rules
keep it. Yes,
seriously.
we
Yeah.
do, and it's important. I mean that is a big part of it.
Yeah.
The fish has got to look right. It's got to, they got to look good. They got to feel right. They got to, like I said, they make sure there's nothing in their stomachs. We pull if there's bait sticking out of its mouth, it's coming
It comes out.
We're not letting any jewelry get by, so just take out their earrings and their treble hooks there too. Just help our guys out so that's a part of moving along too.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times it's they're dehooking fish still.
Oh, wow.
You're in line for an hour and you got a pair of pliers on your belt. Just pull the hooks out. I mean, you're not going to burn that much ice that fast.
I promise you, we won't weigh them with them in there.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're going to do it anyway, and it's probably going to take them a little longer. You might even lose a little more slime that way. So, I would suggest you do it yourself. But
They try to be gentle, but
yeah,
hey.
I mean, things happen. Teeth might break. Whatever. But it's serious. But that's what builds the excitement. I think that's why the people come to.
Yeah. That's cool.
So.
Got to keep the integrity. All right, so we did a 5-hour, a 10-hour. Let's do our Hubbard's Marina swag pack giveaway. Then we'll answer a few more questions. I know we're running a little behind here, guys, but it's got a lot to talk about tonight, so we're not trying to rush
It's
along
just too
much.
fun.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. If you're too busy to talk fishing. You're just too busy.
Busy, that's right.
All right, let's see who won the Hubbard's Marina swag pack for one lucky winner. And with this one, you got to tell us your home address and your T-shirt size. John Paul Smith on vacation from Indiana. You just won yourself a Hubbard's Marina swag pack. That is a T-shirt, hat, and some other goodies as well. So make sure you text us your full home address, where you want it mailed, whether that's Sarasota or Indiana, and then also your T-shirt size as well. So shoot that to us in a text, and we'll get that out to you. We still have our King of the Beach experience package and the 39-hour trip for one as well. So still some more to go. Let's see here. How many yards of monoline do you recommend to put on an 80 size trolling reel for wahoo on the 39-hour trip? I would just fill the reel with 80-pound test. If you got an 80 wide, 80-pound mono is going to be plentiful in that 80 wide. So I would just fill the reel. I wouldn't bother with braid backing too much. I mean, that's just a little bit of a waste of money. If you got an 80 wide, 80-pound mono, you're going to be able to put plenty of line on it.
Yeah.
And that works well for the main line and for trolling, especially the Nomad DTX minnows, the Rapala X wraps. They're both really good options. Trolling them straight on 80-pound test works really well.
Absolutely.
Just have the drag set right.
Yeah,
That's the big thing.
That's the key. That's the key.
Yeah. All right, so I've been involved with documenting the Key Bridge site with my friend. Oh, cool. That's awesome, man. I think that's our buddy Ralph. He's from Baltimore, and lived very close to that Francis Scott Keys Bridge. He was like 15 minutes from it when it unfortunately had that disaster and fell. And fishes with us quite a bit, so luckily
I
was
traveled
safe.
that area quite a bit. I mean, it's
Really?
yeah. That's a big area. I mean,
Scary.
big
Yeah.
time. You know.
We're very lucky that whole incident happened at night. Like the Skyway incident happened at rush hour traffic in the morning.
In the fog.
And in fog. Wasn't it raining, I thought?
Raining and fog.
Foggy.
It was
bad,
raining
yeah.
and foggy? Oh,
Yeah.
wow. So it fell in, and then people didn't realize it fell in, and they kept going, right?
Yeah.
That was a really big issue with the Skyway incident. What's crazy about the Francis Scott Keys Bridge incident is my cousin, my wife's cousin, cousin by marriage, is in charge of the small boat sector in Baltimore Harbor.
Oh wow.
So he was on scene. He got a call at like 1:20, like as it happened, and had to rush to work and kind of coordinate the whole effort. It was pretty crazy. So I look forward and don't look forward to seeing him the next time and hearing all those first-hand accounts. It'll be pretty
God bless
interesting.
everybody up
Yeah.
there. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
it was tragic. But they did get to work fast with it, and I can't believe they were able to shut the bridge down that quick.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was
they went
really
at it,
amazing.
Yeah.
Weren't they doing construction on it? Or
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were doing
So it's
construction.
already, like,
Well, I
like
believe they got a
traffic.
mayday call out. So
Yeah.
the boat got a mayday call out, so they were able to kind of clear the bridge a little bit and then stop traffic a little quicker, which I think helped as
Helped
well.
a lot. Yeah.
Scary stuff. Another question for King of the Beach: can you start fishing for bait, whether cast net or sabiki, before 6 a.m. on Saturday or even the day before?
Yes.
Yes,
Simple
and no.
answer.
Yes and no. So you can sabiki up till midnight,
Okay.
but from midnight to 6,
You can throw the heart.
you can throw your net all you want. We just don't want to see rods in people's hands early.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
yeah, so we
So from midnight Friday till 6 a.m. Saturday, no fishing poles whatsoever.
Right.
But you can cast net all you want.
yes.
Cast at your heart's delight. Like I said, just keep throwing that net.
Interesting. But you can
And you
sabiki up to midnight.
Up to
Yeah.
midnight. So the
Yeah,
day
day
before, no
before, no
problem.
problem.
Do what you need to do.
If you're purchasing
Sabiki,
bait,
catch your ladyfish.
Fish, yeah.
Your can you use mackerel for bait?
If you want,
Yeah, you can. All right, you just can't.
now
It's
you're not
gotta
really
be-
going to keep that technically. I mean, not a
Yeah.
lot,
they ain't
but, I
gonna
mean,
live.
but
without
they,
it.
you know, they do rig the mackerel for bait. You know, and that is it's a great bait.
It is.
Bluefish. We have a lot of bluefish around too. Don't be scared. And like that's another thing. You know, so 2 weeks ago on the dogfish, we've had a lot of guys caught all their fish on smaller bait. So even the ladyfish that were on the inside were smaller than normal. But if you get that big bluefish, put it out there.
Yeah.
And I mean,
You never
they're
know.
going to
You
eat.
never know.
I mean, you know, and if you know, and
Well,
it's a
speaking
harder
of big
bait.
bluefish and the Skyway Misfits, I saw one of those bluefish on their page.
Yes.
That thing looked like an
Huge.
amberjack.
Yeah.
I thought it was at first.
Yeah, that thing was massive. That was the biggest bluefish I've ever seen caught
Yeah.
Yeah.
around here, at
Right.
least.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
If I
know.
caught one of those, that'd be like a wall hanger. I can't imagine what the teeth look like on that thing.
I know.
So that I'm from South Jersey originally.
And
We
that's
had the
normal
big-
for
yeah.
you guys.
Well, we have them come through, and even like if we were in the water surfing or something, they call them snapper blues for a reason because
Yeah.
they're like piranha.
Yeah.
You don't want your feet in the water when they
Your
come through the
toes.
schools, and then the bigger fish are following them, and they're eating the smaller ones, and it's wild though.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
it's something that like that's a crazy run. It's like our kingfish run twice a year, but it's incredible.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So big bluefish, that's for sure. All right, so we did our 5 hour or 10 hour. Let's do our Hubbard's Marina swag pack giveaway and see who the lucky winner is of the swag pack. And one more question.
Already gave away a swag pack.
We already gave away the swag pack? Oh, I did. Oh, it's time for the King of the Beach experience. Nice.
Let's do it.
All right, so this again, the experience package is going to be parking, raffle tickets, drink tickets, food tickets, and a T-shirt. So kind of the King of the Beach swag pack on steroids, if you will.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. So for this one, are they going to give us their home address and we're going to mail this to them? How do they claim this one? What's easiest for you guys to put you on the spot?
Well, I'd say give us your email and your phone number and let's
Okay.
chat. Because if you're local, we'll mail it to you if you want
Okay.
it that way, or you can pick it up.
At
Because
the
if we're
event.
getting closer, I just want to make sure you get it to use it.
Okay, so for this,
You have a
if you're
shirt?
picked as one of the lucky winners,
Yeah.
send us a text message with your
Yeah.
email and your phone number, and we'll
Yeah.
send that to Amy and Tommy, and they'll be able to
Awesome.
take it from there. So, King of the Beach Experience Package, lucky winner is Kathy Husick from Ohio. Congratulations, Kathy. Hopefully, you're coming down to enjoy King of the Beach, because
We
that's
have
a good excuse.
Yeah.
And we had a winner a little bit from Indiana. We have a team from Indiana come in every year. They're
Yeah.
wildlife guys, and
I wouldn't
you
put it
know,
past them.
And
We have some folks that travel down for Final Friday sometime.
yeah,
Yeah.
I bet.
From Wisconsin.
I just had to
Well, it's
fight
fun.
some board
It is.
members over his Final Friday or First Friday, and I keep telling them like it's
Final.
Friday.
Final Friday.
Final Friday.
It's a good time, that's for sure. Hopefully, we'll see you
Absolutely.
guys April 26th for Final Friday.
That's when we're coming down. We'll be
Yeah.
ready to ride.
Ready to run. You'll be needing a break after this whole thing, right? So Final Friday, April 26th, going to be a good time. We've got, of course, got the crawfish boil, Chick-fil-A, St. Pete Beach will be joining us. We've got the live music going on. It's going to be a blast. So definitely join us Final Friday, April 26th. And with that, I think it's time to wrap this thing up. If someone wanted to find out more information, sign up, look at your website, what's the best way to get a hold of you guys? Look it up and all that.
OldSaltFishing.org. I mean, jump on there. You can get on any of the, any social media outlet out there as far as Old Salts. You Google King of the Beach, we're going to come up too. I mean, it's there. It's all the information spelled out for you too. It's very easy to navigate. If you have any questions, our Old Salt line is on the website at the bottom of the page, and we have someone that's on the line all the time. Monday through Friday.
Monday through Friday. So, yes.
Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5.
All the time
Yeah, all
during
the
business
time.
hours.
During business hours, yes.
We will call you
Um,
back the next day if you leave a
yes.
message.
Because we're getting a lot of calls, which is great. We got a lot of calls from new anglers, which is great. Our traveling anglers.
Isn't that great?
Yes.
Look at that right there. The king of the Gulf of Papin.
Yes.
You
Steve
know,
Papin and
yes.
Dave Baez from Dogfish Tackle.
Yeah.
Some awesome guys right there.
And that's the coolest event for me. That's the coolest point of every time.
Uh-huh.
When I crown the king, and we've had single engine boats win it, we've had triple engine boats win it. That moment in time is that's the only moment that's still for me. It's like slow mo.
Yeah.
The rest of the event, I'm like, that happened. I'm looking through video and photographs and like, oh man, I did talk to that guy. But that moment right there, when you get crowned the king,
Yeah.
there's nothing like it.
Yeah.
It really isn't. And I've had some teams too that I couldn't even find.
Mm-hmm.
We had a single outboard engine division, a single engine boat win the event, and I kept looking for the winners, and they were behind that big backdrop you see in the background of that photo. They were back there and they were on their knees. And I was like,
yeah.
where'd my team go? I'm trying to put the crown and the cape and give them the trophy and all that, and it was awesome. Yeah, it was.
That's cool.
It's an amazing experience. Like I said, just to view it,
Yeah.
it really is. So.
That's cool. Definitely worth checking out for sure. Also, don't forget, we've got Final Friday coming up. Hopefully, we'll see you next week for another episode of this live stream show. We do it every Sunday night at 7:30 p.m. on the Real Animals and Hubbard's Marina Facebook page and a bunch of other social media pages as well. We're going to be talking next week more about the council stuff, and hopefully, we'll have that gag grouper announcement for you next week. I'm pretty hopeful / confident that we'll have some information about that for sure. So check it out as well. Don't forget about our supporters after show. If you're part of our supporters group, we're going to start that after show pretty shortly up after the main show ends, probably closer to like 8:50ish. So hop on over to the supporters page if you are a supporter. If you're not, it's only $4.99 a month to join, so it's worth it. Also want to make sure we give a shout out to some stars senders. We had D Beers hit us hard a couple times tonight. Thank you, D. Tim McCardle, what's up, buddy? Tara, I appreciate it. Craig Robinson, John Bull, Robert Riggs, Richard Harcourt hit us pretty hard a few times. Thank you, my friend. Craig Robinson, Jason Irwine, Michael Perro, Katrina McDougall, Adam Franklin, Craig Robinson. Appreciate all of you guys. Then also a reminder, we've had a big run of questions lately about the Hubbard's Marina tattoo. Yes, I am serious. If you get the Hubbard's Marina tattoo, you do get 2 free 39-hour trips, and we're giving that away. So if you're interested in the Hubbard's Marina tattoo, yeah, what's your challenge?
The old salt
Logo.
Yeah, what do you get?
King of the Beach entry.
Beach entries, man.
Nice, that's awesome.
Yeah,
King of the Beach entries. If you get the old salt logo,
There
you
they
get
go.
2 free 39-hour trips with the Hubbard's Marina logo. Do we have it pulled up? Can I show that,
Look at
Josh?
that.
One moment.
Josh is pulling it up now. Definitely had. I think we're up to. I don't have the one today. I got Shannon McCardle, but I know we've got the rest of them. Ready, Josh?
There you go.
So we've got Brian here. Definitely had a bunch. I think he's had his for a while. I don't know how to switch, Josh. I'll let you do it. Oh, arrows.
Left or arrow.
I don't have my keyboard.
There's
up
a
here.
new one there.
That's brand new.
Yeah,
It's got the
she's
shape.
a freshie.
That's
yeah.
a freshie right
Yeah,
there.
yeah, some really, really cool ones for sure. So
Yeah.
lots of opportunities. That's Jason's. I like his a lot, and that's
That's a cool
another
one.
Jason.
Yeah.
That one's a cool one. That's
There you go.
Jeremy. Pretty cool for sure. Some awesome ones. That's I think Noah. That one's. Oh man, that's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, some solid.
They're giving you some room too.
Oh yeah,
Very
it's got to be lower arm or lower leg and a dominant tattoo. So that's
Oh,
those
there's
are
Wow.
the rules.
Yeah.
And you send us a photo once it's complete, and we'll go ahead and comp some 39 hours. Whether they're booked already or not booked yet, you can cash them in for sure. So think about that. And Shauna's there in the comments. She's got her tattoo, her and her son. So
Nice.
mother-son
There you go,
combination,
duo, yeah.
and they're coming for a 10-hour soon. So that's going to be a cool photo.
That's awesome.
Yeah, definitely awesome. So hopefully we'll see you all next week. Hopefully we'll see you at King of the Beach. And let's find out who won our 39-hour trip for one. Lucky winner. 39-hour trip for one goes to Mark Saney. I'm gonna go with Saney.
Like it.
Congratulations, Mark. You got 5 minutes or less to claim that free trip by texting us your full home address. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Don't forget to check out our friends at Gator Jim's Tackle, 3301 Pinolles Point Drive South in St. Pete. Tell them Hubbard's Marina sent you. Also, big shout out to all our supporters out there making the show possible, all the star senders tonight, and our friends at Old Salts for joining us.
Dylan,
Thanks
thank
for
you
having
for
us.
having us.
Thank you.
Always,
Yeah.
always appreciate being here.
Yeah,
Great time.
definitely a good time. I think it's your 3rd time on the show, Tommy.
Yeah. I
Damn,
think so.
maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
Good
that's
times,
awesome.
yeah.
Very cool. Well, hopefully we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for being a part of our Hubbard's Marina family. We'll see you soon.